the KMNN studios, this is the Kids Morning News Network.
Good morning, friends, and welcome to the Kids Morning News Network. It's August 9th, 2024, the 222nd day of the year, which isn't that fun to say, but it is 3 2s all in a row. I'm Alex in the KMNN studio in New York. Happy National Book Lovers Day. I am a book lover, always have been. Today, in honor of National Book Lovers Day, read a book. Right now I'm reading The Wild Robot with special correspondents Liam and Finn, and it's great. How about you? Do you have a book you love or one that you're reading right now? Share it with other Kids Morning News networkers by sending a message through the link in the show description or by sending an email to kidsmorningnews@gmail.com. Time for today's Olympics update from the Summer Olympics in Paris, France. Well, it's actually from here in the KMNN newsroom, but the Olympics are happening in Paris, France. Team USA has 103 medals, 30 of which are gold. As far as the individual medal counts go, Team USA swimmers Tori Husk and Regan Smith are both part of a 5-way tie for second place with 5 medals each. And there are 9 athletes who have each won 4 medals. Simone Biles from the gymnastics team and swimmers Katie Douglas, Gretchen Walsh, and Katie Ledecky among them. Today, Friday, some of the big events will be men's marathon swimming. Ivan Puskovich is in the mix there for Team USA. In rock climbing, Colin Duffy is in the finals for men's boulder and lead final lead. Team USA's men's volleyball team is going up against Italy today for the bronze medal. Tomorrow, Team USA is going for the gold in women's soccer and men's basketball. So tune in if you can. I'll bring you the results on Monday. So it is National Book Lovers Day, and speaking of great books, today in 1854, a book called Walden, or A Life in the Woods, was published. It was written by a young guy named Henry David Thoreau. He lived in Massachusetts. When he finished college, he decided to move to a tiny little cabin, about the size of a bedroom, in the woods on the shore of Walden Pond in Massachusetts. He wrote, "I went to the woods because I wished to live deliberately, to front only the essential facts of life, and see if I could not learn what it had to teach, and not, when I came to die, discover that I had not lived." But he wasn't a hermit, a person who lives completely alone. Thoreau grew a lot of his food, but he also went to town for the things he needed, and he visited his mom, who lived nearby, and he had friends stop by. So he was trying to have some alone time, but not too much. He stayed in the cabin about 2 years. You might have read this book in school, Walden, or parts of it. He wrote about things he thought about during his hours alone at the cabin. And this book is a classic now. He talks about things like work, and being your own person, and politics. But Walden is probably best known for Thoreau's writings about nature. A lot of nature writers who have come since say that Thoreau was a big influence on them. Side note, the land he built his cabin on was owned by a friend of his who also had 3 names and was also a writer, Ralph Waldo Emerson. So happy anniversary, Walden. It's a good book. You should check it out. It's riddle time. Wednesday's riddle was, what is orange, has a green hat, and sounds like a parrot? A carrot. Get it? All right, today's riddle is, it's a quick one. Which month of the year has 28 days? Which month of the year has 28 days? I'll give you the answer on Monday, but make sure you follow or subscribe to the Kids Morning News Network on your podcast app just to make sure you don't miss it. Have you ever gotten to play around with a 3D printer? You know, the ones that sit on a tabletop? It builds up layers of plastic until slowly you start to see something take shape. Well, in Texas, there's a 3D printer that's as wide as a school bus, and it's printing entire houses. Seriously, not just one house. Right now, it's finishing up the last of, get this, 100 houses it has been printing since 2022. That's an entire neighborhood. It's almost an entire town. It's happening near Austin, and the team in charge of the printer, which is called Icon, says that 3D printing houses is faster, it costs less, it needs fewer people, and it makes less waste than building a home the old-fashioned way. Icon mixes up concrete and squeezes it out like toothpaste, and then builds it layer on layer until the walls are high enough. And when it's done, the walls have ridges all the way up and down them. The thick concrete walls do a great job of keeping out the heat during hot Texas summers, and of course you don't have to worry about termites eating them. Now the Icon can do a lot, but it can't do foundations or roofs. Those still have to be built by people. And the funny thing, and you might even call this ironic, for such a high-tech way of building a home, the concrete walls block Wi-Fi. So they have to put signal boosters in every room. It's almost like being in a cave. And if you don't get a chance to live in an Icon home here on Earth, you might in outer space. The Icon team has talked to NASA. They're hoping to bring this technology to one day build structures on the moon. For your Friday weather, it looks like a lot of rain in Colorado and Utah, spreading out to neighboring states. Even more rain as Tropical Storm Debbie trudges through the Northeast. Here at the KMNN Newsroom, we're getting ready to maybe lose power for a while. Overall, it should be a little cooler today, except in the Southwest and around the Gulf Coast. Well, that's the show. Thank you very much for listening this week. Looks like we got a lot of new listeners, so welcome. Please follow or subscribe to the Kids Morning News Network on your podcast app. I will be back on Monday. I hope you are too. From the KMNN Newsroom, this is Alex signing off.